Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we have how to play Castilla. Now, this is one of my favourite maps in the game, and the reason for that is it's good for almost any tank. It's good for mediums, it's good for light tanks, it's good for heavies, and of course it is one of the best maps for TDs. Now, the position to your left, as you can see, them two guys trying to get up, not so good for a light tank to be in that position, but you can see most TDs go in that position. It is a great position, and it's frustrating when you have more than one TD, when you have sort of three TDs and all three of them try and get in that position. As you can see, the light tank is getting in that position and two other TDs. So our man here, in also a TD, decides, you know what, brain dead. Yes, they yeah, okay, if you think that. So he's decided, you know what, there is no point going in that position, so he's going to play it a little bit more aggressive and he's going to go on to this hill, and it actually pays off for him. Now, what I absolutely love about this map is when you are either the only TD or the only medium tank, because it can work really well for you in both of those scenarios. Now, if you're the only medium tank and you come this side of the map and you're up against, say, one other medium, and you know you're a good player and you can dominate this side of the map, and sometimes not so good player, if they're on their own in the medium, they probably won't come this way and they will go with your with the team. So as long as this map's only good depending on your team, it's only good, it really is only good depending on your team. If you're a medium tank and you come this way and the majority of the enemy are heavy tanks, but your heavy tanks don't go left to spot, then that's when it becomes not so good of a map, because you've got nothing. But when your team goes the right way, then you can completely farm the heavy side without getting spotted. Now, this game is a bit of a weird game because everyone pretty much decides to come this way. Now, the Waffle is pushing the hill. He needs to be careful of that Borzit. If he can get a nice HE shot into him, goodbye. Almost 130 hit points left. So he's already smashed out 3,300 damage, and he's only taken a little bit of damage in return. But he does need to be careful. I mean, the enemy are dying. I mean, there's a Waffle. What a lovely snapshot into that guy. Now, before I was actually making this video, before I was going to make the video, I was actually going to put these in an OP replay, or there was actually so many. I've got two replays for you. I was going to put it either in OP replay, or I was going to put it in a Waffle versus Grill, which is better. But you know what? I thought both matches are on Castilla, and both do completely different things. So I thought, you know what, this could be a good Castilla Guide TD edition. So this it's not too often you see a TD in pushing the hill like this on this map, but when it works, it can really work. As you can see here, he has completely farmed damage and he's hardly taken any in return. I mean, he's lost half of his hit points, but there's still two tanks left. There's the K91, which, lovely, again, nice snapshot there, and it now just leaves one tank left. He's on 6k damage with 2 kills. It is a 3 versus 1. So pushing this hill is vital. Again, all depends on what the enemy do, what your team do, and the position that you're in. I always definitely recommend camping in those TD positions which I showed you earlier, which the guys were getting on, and also in the position where the Grill was at on, or pretty much where the Grill was at on the enemy team. But of course, if someone is already in those positions before you get there, then yes, definitely relocate. There's no point having a couple there. So this guy just decided to completely rush the hill here, and it really has paid off for him. 6k damage, which is a great job, and a nice shot there on the T34. Now, as you can see, if there was a TD in that position where I said about, they would be having a nice 3 shots there in on this T34 around about now, and that's why it's always vital, it's always important to get a TD in that position. But what is annoying is when you're in a heavy, you go to the left side, you go to the heavy side, and none of your medium tanks come this way, and none of your team spot the team, and that's when the enemy will start dealing damage to you, and you won't be able to spot them. And it's absolutely frustrating, so frustrating when stuff like that happens. So he pushed, he rushed, and it pays off for him. 7,800 damage. And we're going to watch another game here from GG, and this time he's driving the grill, and it is the other spawn. And of course, the first thing he's going to do is try and get on this hill. Now this hill again is the best position for a TD. Is it good for 2 TDs? It can be, but also it's frustrating again, like the other side. It's frustrating when your team doesn't spot the team. Now this game right here, right now, is the perfect situation for a TD to be this on this hill. As you can see, he's on the hill. He has his mediums going left, he has his heavies going right, and he has the light tank going to the middle there, and of course he has that other medium going to the left. So his team should be able to outspot anyone, which is perfect for a TD in this position. Unfortunately for him, he does get spotted, and he is starting to get wrecked. That's the only problem with this this position compared to the position on the other side of the map. If you've got a medium tank or a light tank getting on that hill, you're unlikely to spot the TDs that are getting on the other hill, because they actually get on the hill and then they go further down. That's why you don't really get spotted. So if you could, then probably get up this hill and maybe go to the right side a little bit more. But then of course, if you do that, then like sort of up that hill there to the right side. But again, if you do that, then you are at risk getting spotted from the heavies from the right side. But as you can see, you've got a lot of open view in this position. Now he's got these little rocks here that he's going to use just for a little bit of protection. I don't think it's going to not protect him too much, and he's getting a few nice shots into that AMX. So the AMX is just sat in the open. You can see he's got shots there on the E75. He's now not getting spotted from the left side. The Sheridan's hiding, so he has plenty of shots. There's plenty of opportunity to do damage. There's the Kranwagen. He's going to get a nice bottom shot, a shot on the bottom plate almost, and he does 555 or 585. So a nice shot there. His team are dying, and his team are going to risk losing the left side if the light tank don't manage to keep him open. Then the grill can actually get pretty wrecked. Now it is nice to see that the Object 268 on his team as well hasn't decided to come into the same position as most people do. They're like, no, I'm a TD. They don't care how many TDs are there. Most people are like, nope, that is a TD position. I'm getting in that position regardless of how many tanks are in there. But fair play to this Object 268. The grill is already in that position, so he's like, okay, I'll sit down here. I'm not too far away, but as long as I've got some shots as well, then I'm happy here. So the grill, again, he's been spotted. Has to be very careful because you can absolutely get wrecked here. If some TDs on the right side of the map, at the back, sort of behind, then they have shots on that position as well. So what he's going to do is going to relocate. It is a 4 versus 5, so there's still a lot of work to do, and he wants to go and take out that E75. And is he going to do that? He does do that for his second kill. And again, he is spotted, so he's just going to get into a little bit of cover, because if the Sheridan is up on that hill, again, he will have some shots. And at least now the Sheridan has been spotted. But there goes their spotter, there goes the back chat, and it's going to now be difficult. Is he going to get this shot on the grill? What a shot this will be if he does. Oh, he fails it. 300, at least he gets some damage. 382 is still a good amount of damage for a failed HE shot. So he's now on 4.4k damage. It is a 3 versus 4. He is pretty low hit points. His other tank is a low hit point, but the Object 268 is still full hit points. So he's going to go and roll a little bit, stay close to him, and hopefully the 268 is going to spot the Sheridan and deal a lot of damage to him. So he's going to wait to relocate. There goes the AMX 50B, which is a shame. So it's now just 2 TDs versus 4. So he needs to try and get rid of this Kranwagen before he gets unspotted. Unfortunately, he is unspotted, and now there is no one spotting that right side of the map. There goes the Sheridan, the most dangerous target on the enemy team at the moment, because he's the one that's doing all the spotting. So there goes the Sheridan. Sheridan, and now he's going to go a bit closer to the Object 268. The enemy knows he was there, which is probably why he's now running away. They know the TD was in that position. So there's the grill on the enemy team. It is a 3 versus 2. The Object 268 is now down to a 1 shot. If he can get a nice HE roll into this grill, oh, nice shot there. Is he going to high roll? Again, he doesn't high roll. He doesn't even average roll. 903, leaves the grill on 30 HP. Is he going to reload in time? What a nice shot again. Lovely, lovely shot into that guy, bringing it now down to a 2-on-2. Now, there is still the Kranwagen. If he's fully reloaded, he has 3 shells. He can clear the grill, no problem, and he can also get the Object 268 down to a 1 shot. And of course, there is still a TD. At the moment, we have no idea where that TD is. Both of these tanks are a 1 shot to that WZ. So they are a bit weary. They don't want to rush, but the time is running out. Now, 5.3k damage, and they are going to get pretty lucky because the WZ is actually AFK, and he's going to get spotted very soon. Now, he's trying to spot the Kranwagen. The Kranwagen was around this side of the map. Unfortunately, doesn't spot him. Oh, there he goes. He is in spawn, so at least he can now run away from the Kranwagen. There is the WZ 113, and he is full hit points. Now, he's going to get lucky because the Object 268 doesn't have a shot on this guy yet. So he's going to pretty much get 1800 hit points all to himself, and that was the game changer. Again, this could actually go into AFK for the win. So this video could actually be sort of 4 videos all in one, but I wanted to make it a Castilla a Castilla guide for TDs, because most people just get into the same position every time. Just because they're a TD, they sit there and think, you know what, I'm a TD, I'm going to sit here. But it shouldn't be that. It only needs 1, maximum 2 tanks in those TD positions. As long as there is 1 tank there, you always have to make sure, in my opinion, there has to be a TD in those positions. And at least until the enemy is spotted. Once the enemy is spotted, then you could decide if it's good to stay there or if it's good to relocate. So that is Castilla for TDs. Hope you enjoyed it. Lovely game there, 8.6k damage. I'm meadsy69, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.